Okay, beautiful. Welcome everyone to our Thursday continuing education. As always, I'm so honored to be here with you and to share my experiences and journey with you. I'm just gonna kind of pop through and mute all my little friends here. Make sure if you're being loud, I I don't want to hear it. No, I'm kidding. I do want to hear it. All right, cool. So I'm going to share my screen with you as we get going. This week, as a reminder, we are on week 4, which is pretty exciting when you think about it. We're halfway through this entire education series. So you're learning some stuff, right? What I want today to be all about is a lot more participation. So make sure you know where to find the chat box in this Zoom, because I'm going to want to hear from you. Okay. No pressure. If you'd like, absolutely do not want to share, I won't force you to, but really want you to get the most out of this class. Now, let me, I just remind you, just a brief introduction. If you're new, I think everyone here has been on here, but we are the Living Wellness Coaches. These are 5 individuals who I have been fortunate enough to connect with and to really mentor and coach in this doTERRA journey. So these are all women who know a lot more than I do about their specific areas of health. And if you've been invited by one of these individuals, you know what special and unique individuals they are. So it's my blessing to be connected with all of them and all of you. So today, I'm going to go to that in just a second. Today, I decided that what this class is about, let me just pop a mute on there. Okay, cool. What this class is about, it's like I could have taken 5 more weeks and taught you about essential oils for pregnancy, essential oils for newborns, for children, for adolescents, for adults, for older adults. Like we really could dive way deeper, but I am not going to take your time to do that right now. So what this class is called Oils for Every Age. And I want you to really, really think about you and your family. And if you're a health coach, those that you serve in your space, in your business, and really consider who it is that you need to help. So we're going to take it back. I like making things very simple. And really the question is today, there's who, what, where, and why. Okay. When would be now. Okay. So I'm going to answer that one for you, but who, what, where, and why are you looking to help? Okay. So number 1, who are you searching for answers for? I included a screenshot of a form that I often use, not all the time, but I really like it. I know Kirsten uses one similar, and there's a few different versions of this, right? But I just grabbed one that I've used in the past, and it's called a wellness consult. Okay. So with a wellness consult, we're asking those questions. Sorry, I'm looking for my friend that I can hear. That I need to mute. There we are. Beautiful. I love that baby noise. But anyway, okay. So first things first, who are you searching for answers for? So think about that, like in your own life. Are you really on this essential oil journey? Did you get some oils? Are you continuing to learn about them for yourself first, but not self only, right, Queen? So think about that. Okay. Now, what are their top 3 health priorities? And if we had this form printed out, maybe I'll have Julianne email you guys all this form. How does that sound? We'll post it in the Facebook group so you guys can actually have a copy of this. So, but if we were filling it out, but you could write it down on a piece of paper, right? What are the top 3 health priorities? What is really bothering you? I did a 3-way call with Queen and another woman recently, and she was sharing with us, like what it is in her own life and her own body that is really bothering her, and so we were able to find a specific protocol for her to help her. So I'm going to show you how I do that and how you can also do that for yourself and others. Okay. So The third question is, where do you find those answers? I've shown it to you before, but I've made it even easier. Like I look at the whole system and I'm like, okay, but how could I make it more simple? Like, how could I make it one button that you click, instead of having to go through a few steps? So I'm making it easier for you to find these answers. And then the last question, and this is definitely the most important, is why are you so committed to overcoming these health challenges? What does it mean for you? How long have you been, experiencing this? And what is going to be the end result if you don't find a natural solution to allow your body to heal itself? I think that's a very important question, especially when you consider the time that you spend on things and even the money that you spend on things. It's like, if you know for sure that it's going to solve your health challenge, then the cost becomes it's still important, but it's also a little less relevant, because that cost of the pain and all the things that your health challenge is causing you is worth a lot to get rid of that, right? So we of course always try to help you find it for the best deal and get the most things for free, but I think that's important to consider. Why is it so important to you to overcome this health challenge? All right, so I've shown you this before and I've just made it easier for you. So the very first time I showed you, I believe it might've been the first class in week 1, I showed you how to go to my website, eoemembers.com, right? And then, click on the blue side and scroll down, right? And I think most of you got that. Like, it's not difficult. It's like 4 steps, okay? And I thought, okay, sometimes, especially if this is not my full-time thing, like I can't remember 4 steps. What did she say? What was that website? And what was that password? So I want to make this as easy as possible for you. So I've done 2 things. Number 1, created a bit.ly link for you. So all you need to do to be able to search up any health concern that you have and find a specific protocol and all that is to go to bit.ly, as you see on the screen, /search oils. All right. So if you do that, then it'll pop you right into this page on my website. So we just made a little shortcut for you. Who likes shortcuts? Yeah, right? Yeah, got to make it easier, right? This helps you also if you are sharing essential oils and you're actually really looking to expand, with the people who you're sharing with. bit.ly /search oils is like, it's a game changer. Make it super easy for you, okay? Another thing you can do that's actually even faster, it takes a minute because you have to save it on your home screen. But if you are in the website, like you're actually right there and you click at the top of the website in the search box in the URL, there's a little square with an arrow on the bottom of your phone screen, at least in the Apple. I don't know exactly how it all works in Android, but when I was doing it on my Apple iPhone today, when I just clicked on that URL at the bottom, I could click that button and it says save to home screen. And now all I got to do is, it's like an app on my phone now. Like it actually, there's a box and I just can click right on that box. That'll take me directly to this web page. Okay. So I think that's really fun. I think that it's always good when it's easy, right? And I hope you guys really enjoy that. All right. Now, before I move on, I'd like to just ask Kirsten, we have a lot of other things to cover today, but do you have any other thoughts just to kind of begin and get started?
Yeah, Kirsten and I, just while we're kind of painting the pictures here, we sat down and we talked, the purpose of this class, the purpose of Oils for Every Age, really would benefit from someone that in their home was catering to a person that fit in every single age group, right? But when we're talking to someone who only has 1 of those or 2 of those, the rest of the class is kind of a time suck. And you're like, oh, maybe I'll remember that when I am, 30 years older from here and I'm struggling with some of these other problems. And so instead of wasting large chunks of everybody's time, since we know everyone doesn't have someone from every age, we wanted to make this same information accessible to everyone. We talked about, what is going to apply to everyone that we would normally teach in this class. Let's focus on those bits. And Kirsten was just so excited, the other Kirsten, not myself, not third person speaking here. She was saying it would be great to work through and show people exactly how we help other people to begin to work through some of their problems. Because most people have a number of things on their mind. The most pressing one is in the forefront. You know, the more they're able to work through that problem, then their second problem can become the new forefront, right? And I like how you pointed out, Kirsten, that you're talking about the price of it and the getting the free stuff and that kind of a thing. But really, the most important thing we're talking about is health, and you can't put a price on it. And so I mention this a lot when I'm talking to people and they become concerned with one point or another. And I'm like, you know, maybe what we're going to talk about and put together for you is a $13 bottle of clove, you know, and it can be that simple. Maybe what we're going to talk about you is going to include a couple of different things, but you have to figure out what's more important, the way you feel, you know, the amount of energy that you have, how you're aging, how you're able to be around your family and live the lifestyle you want, versus the price tag that are on things, because everyone spends money every day on small things that they perhaps don't need. And it's all about prioritizing those things. So you've hit some great things. I think that just kind of outlining that conversation we had can help people see that we're not throwing this class out the window. We're not saying we don't have oils for every age, because we do, but we want everyone here to figure out how they can figure out the oils they need for every age they have, right?
Beautiful. Thank you. Very well put. Okay, so what we want to do next is kind of go back to this page right here and ask for your participation. Who are you searching for answers for? And let's just say, what is one top health priority that you would like to help find answers for? And then I'll go through and share my screen and show you. Okay. I saw a screen. If you can type in the chat box, that would be helpful. If you can't, then I can try to look at that again. I didn't see the number 1. I saw GERD and infertility, but I didn't see the number 1. So everybody, please think of one thing that they would like to, or, you know, inflammation and digestive health. Okay, perfect. All right, infertility, GERD. Okay. All right, I'm gonna show you, as you guys are writing and this in, I'm going to find the answers for you in real time and pull it up for you. All right. Okay, share screen. Here we go. All right, so remember, bit.ly/search oils brings us right here. And the even faster way would be to save that to your home screen on your phone and just click right on it right here, okay? This is how you can become an essential oil expert. So let me check. Where did it go? There we go. Chat.
Okay, that was my sister, Kirsten, and she is babysitting right now. So she's got a baby that would make a lot of noise if she tried to unmute.
Oh
And so
yeah, no worries.
Put her little list up there, which makes me excited that she's sitting here with a notebook and her list.
Totally. Look at you with your notebook. Good job. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Okay. I've seen inflammation twice. And so I was just wanted to kind of see what everybody was going to say. And that way we can pick, you know, maybe like 2 or 3. We may not have time to go through every single one, but you guys will start to see how we do this. So anyone else? Oh, good. Yes. Allergies. Really good. Especially with the change of the season. That one is like super important. Okay, so let me go down. You guys feel free to just keep popping them into the chat box and we will figure it out. Here we go. Inflammation. You guys see, you guys can see my screen. Yeah, you can see this whole thing. Okay, beautiful. So I scroll down to I, and I'm just gonna go ahead and click on I. So now let's go through. I think it's nice to just learn a little bit more about inflammation. Some of us, like, the first time we hear about inflammation is maybe like from a doctor or something. Oh, you have inflammation. You're like, what? I don't even know what that means. Okay, so inflammation is sometimes used interchangeably with infection. So infections can lead to inflammation, but it is not inflammation itself. And inflammation can come from many causes. It's actually a complex, it's the complex immune system's protective response to an invasion of the body from a number of sources, including infection, but not necessarily limited to it, right? So we would have acute inflammation if we if we had a wound, right? That would actually be a good thing because we want our body to heal itself. So inflammation can be the body's normal response to bring protection and healing to an affected area. Chronic inflammation or systemic inflammation is inflammation that extends over months or years. It can come from acute inflammation that wasn't resolved, but maybe the most common source of chronic inflammation is when the immune system itself mistakenly attacks the body. This is known as autoimmune disease, and the associated long-term inflammation makes these diseases very difficult, right? This is very common. Like, I mean, most of us are walking around with inflammation of some kind. A lot of it has been triggered from maybe different things that we've experienced at a younger age, or different toxins that we were exposed to at a younger age. So if you're experiencing this, just know that like you are not alone. We're just going to put our big loving arms around you and like say me too, because it really is a common thing. So now we kind of have an understanding about inflammation and the different reactions that can happen in our bodies, different signals that are sent to our brain. So you can go ahead and read this. If this is an issue for you, definitely take the time to come back here and read about inflammation. Okay, so let's jump into suggested protocols. Now you'll see that there are quite a few essential oils associated with helping your body to reduce inflammation. Okay, so what you need to kind of understand is that since inflammation is a body's response to a lot of different things, infection, injury, hay fever, somebody mentioned allergies, arthritis, you know, really getting to the root cause of that inflammation is really important. And so the oils and the protocols that are associated with the original reason why we started experiencing the inflammation will be the most important. Okay, so you're gonna have to think about that. Think about, do some self-evaluation. When did I start experiencing this? How long ago was it? Was there a major change in my life? Was there a different sickness or an injury or a pregnancy or something? You know, like there was a trigger, right? And it's important to kind of look at those things and the origins and understand that the reason why the oils that are most mentioned are actually frankincense, helichrysum, and myrrh. Those are all highly anti-inflammatory essential oils. Those are very healing essential oils, very healing on a cellular level. What I mean by that is like lavender is healing for calming your skin, calming your, you know, even your internal, calming your mind. Frankincense crosses the blood-brain barrier and actually works to reprogram your cells to perform their proper functions. Okay, frankincense is like, it's king of oils. It's a beautiful oil. And I just got to tell you guys, for the last 11 years, doTERRA has always given away a free bottle of frankincense in December for any 200-point order. So just saying, I mean, if you're really excited about frankincense, I mean, get it, and then, you know, get a free one in December. But I just always like to let you know, it is October, you know, maybe if you want, frankincense is pricey. So I always like to find you the best deal. So just so you know, it'll probably be a free oil in December. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Now, suggested protocols. Okay. For chronic inflammation, a foundation of balanced nutrition with the Lifelong Vitality supplements, LLV, that we've talked a lot about those, is essential. For ongoing support, the massage blend technique, that's actually called the Aroma Touch technique. It's an amazing technique of 8 oils that you drip down the spine. Okay. Again, I'm not going to go into that exact technique right now, but it is called, I'll type it here. It is called Aroma Touch technique. There is a kit, a specific kit called the Aroma Touch kit. And it comes with like instructions and everything, like how to use it. I have done lots of Aroma Touch techniques on friends and you know, people that come to me for services. So anyway, now let's jump into, so you can see there's a lot of oils here. Okay. So let's go to the experiences and testimonials. This is one that I like to go here the most, because I like to hear how other people with inflammation are actually solving it. Okay. So you can see here, experiences and testimonials. Okay. So this is from a book Dr. David Cahill. He's the Chief Medical Officer of doTERRA and a wonderful, amazingly brilliant essential oil expert. So it talks about our diet. Foods and drink high in acid content create inflammation. So, in meats and processed cooking oils, that actually causes a lot of inflammation. So this means that even when we don't expect one, if we've been exposed to a lot of those omega-6 fatty acids, we can expect to feel more inflamed. Junk food, those types of things, right? Essential oils have some ability to control inflammation. A combination of lemon and myrrh or oregano and myrrh applied topically can be quite soothing to inflamed joints. So you see myrrh in there twice, right? Some essential oils like peppermint, wintergreen, citrus, and lavender have an analgesic effect, making them beneficial for inflammation and pain. So these are just some ideas for you on where to start. I also suggest, I have a really amazing Facebook group. There's a lot of people in there. And even sometimes for me, if I'm dealing with a very specific health concern, I will ask that question in the Essential Oil Education Facebook group. You guys are all, probably most of you are part of it. If you're not, you're welcome to jump in there. And I get a lot of my specific questions answered that way. So that is inflammation. My goodness. Okay. Let's go. I'm just reading. Let's go with eczema. All right. So I'm going to back out of there, go up to E, and go to eczema.
Kirsten, did you and Kyle build this yourselves, this whole site?
Nope.
No.
I didn't.
A lot of people have been putting information into this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I first, oh yeah, go ahead.
No, it's just a database of all, I know
Gotcha.
most of the people who did submit.
Yeah. So when I started, I'm sure you told me about it, but I had a book in my hand and I'm more of a paper person, right? So I would look in this book, which most of my people here that are here with my team, I've mentioned this book, I've given you this book, you've got your hands on this book. I'll start with this one book, then I'll flip over to the larger version of the book and I'll read up a little more. Sometimes I would flip to an app and do the same thing. And when I got connected with this site, it made things so much easier, guys. So for people that have the book, it's still an amazing resource. It's still a great place to start by all means. And there's a lot of information there. But what makes this site special, what we're trying to show you is all of the different ways that we're giving you this information. We're showing you the base oils. Yes. We're showing you the blends. Yes. We're showing you how Tom, Susie, and Sally used it. And we're showing you what Tom thought and how well it worked for Susie. And so to have all of these things in one place, it gives you more than one place to start, right? I'm sure since you started using oils, you found that some oils work better for you and some oils, don't work so great for you. And because of that, it helps to have more than, here are the top 3 oils, right? Here are several different options for you to try. Try this first one. I really hope it works. That would be super simple and awesome for you, right? If it doesn't, let's go for number 2, right? So we work our way through this, and this goes back to the why from Kirsten's first original list of who, what, where, and why. I'm like, not when, right? When is now.
When is now.
Yes, when is now, because that why, that desire to fix our problems, to have a healthier lifestyle, to extend our life, that is what drives us to continue to.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if I'm frozen or just her. Okay. You froze, Kirsten. Okay. Thank you for that. That was excellent. Let's jump into eczema. And I don't need to take too much time. You understand the description. You can learn about eczema. Suggested protocols are here. Different blends are listed, and a couple of different things. Like there's different ointments. There's like ointment number 1. You could do 20 drops lavender, 20 geranium, 20 melaleuca, or you could do ointment number 2, just like what Kirsten was saying. Sometimes we have to mix it up a little bit and give ourselves some time to find that exact right mix for us. So lavender, helichrysum, myrrh, and melaleuca, right? And you notice that the melaleuca there is just 3 drops of melaleuca, just in case there's like an infection or something. So lots of different ways to do that. And then also I love, again, the experiences and testimonials tab. The experiences and testimonials in the inflammation was not as robust as what I'm used to seeing on this website. Usually like you'll see here, you've got, what did Linda do? What did Whitney do? What did Mona do? What did Mindy do? You know, like all these different people, right? Rex and Brooke and Pat and Diane, you know, all these people. So this is good right here. This is how you really find answers. And you know, I can just tell you right now, like with any ailment, like I like to Google stuff. I'll Google it. I'll go to this website, go to this website. But you're like, okay, why are they saying that? Where did that information come from? Who are these people? Like, and that's what you're learning here as well. I mean, you're following us, you're trusting us with this knowledge and this education that we're bringing to you, right? And we're not always perfect. Like I certainly do my best, but this right here is a safe and effective way to use pure essential oils to solve your health challenges. And it really is that simple. So that is eczema. Okay, I'm going to have you kind of look more at that. And I've talked about eczema before, actually it being an internal issue more than a topical issue. So we're going to look for two different kinds of solutions there. One for an internal cleansing of your filtering organs, right? Your kidney, your colon, your liver, those things. We want to cleanse out any gunk that has built up on that. Because when gunk starts showing up on our skin, it's because there's gunk in the internal organs. And so it's actually filtering out through our skin. And then we also want to make an ointment to create relief, you know, kind of an instant relief from the itchiness and the flakiness on the external skin as well. But the eczema protocol would be both an internal and an external one as well. All right, we'll do one more. And we'll do, I think allergies is pretty, oh, maybe we're going to do two more. Okay, but you guys can see now how to do this, right? So let's go to allergies.
I also pulled up a little ebook on weight loss that I'd like to show them.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. I think we all would, I always want to learn more about that, right? So let's jump to allergies real quick. Health concern description. And I think this is interesting because allergens may originate from pollen, hair, dander, you know, any kind of animal excrement, foods, mold, medicines, synthetic substances, insect bites. So an allergy, you really have to kind of go back again to that. When did I first start experiencing this? What was it? Have I had it my whole life? Is there a certain food that I eat all the time that I could maybe try to eliminate? Not all the foods that you love, but just one thing, and just start to see. That's what, if you went to a doctor and any kind of health professional, that's what they would do. They would really just start you on a process of identifying what it is in your body that is causing this reaction, right? So suggested protocols here. The respiratory blend is Breathe. We also have lavender, lemon, lemongrass, melaleuca. Protective blend is On Guard, peppermint, and a cleansing blend, that's Purify. So those are the main ones that you can always expect to use. Here's a protocol. Make a mixture of 3 drops lavender, lemon, and 2 to 5 drops of peppermint, depending on your tolerance and the severity of the allergy, and take that mixture in one of the following ways. You can actually, I know that you can, okay, put it in your palms and inhale deeply, or put it in a little veggie capsule, an empty veggie capsule, put those drops in the veggie cap and just take it internally. And you know what is cool is this website was actually created before doTERRA came up with their capsule called Try Ease. And Try Ease is lemon, lavender, and peppermint. So they actually made it for you. I don't know if most of you have that, but I imagine that most of you already have lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And so I don't really tell you like, oh, go buy something else. Like, no, just use what you have. Just make your own capsule. It's 2 drops lemon or 3 drops lemon, 2 drops lavender, 2 drops peppermint, 2 or 3 drops in each capsule, and you can make your own because most of you have like the top 10 oils or whatever. So that's how I would do it. But if you get tired of making your own capsules, just buy some Try Ease. That's easy. Anyway, those are great protocols. And then of course you can see a lot of experiences and testimonials with this. Okay. Like, I mean, I'm just going to keep scrolling. You've got a nasal irrigation blend, number 1, a nasal irrigation blend, number 2. this is amazing. These are really, really detailed and specific ways to use essential oils internally, aromatically, and topically for your allergies. All right. And it's fun. It's so fun to just solve problems for yourself and for other people, right? That's all we do. Okay, I would love for you to share your weight loss recipe and ideas. And will you just share with the group, Kirsten, like collectively, maybe some of these individuals have been in your group, but for the rest of you, understand Kirsten's amazing. And I'm not speaking to myself in third person. She has collectively had a group of women together losing weight. Tell them how much weight you lost, how you did it, and please share.
Yeah, this is a good one to be asked for me being the other person helping to teach this class, because I'm still on this journey right now. I have 5 kids, right? So my body's been through a lot. I had knee surgery before my last baby. And after I was done, got the baby out and all that, I physically struggled for many years. Early this year, close to when the time that COVID all started, most people were baking up a storm and gaining even more weight. And I was like, nope, this is the time right now. Like, I'm ready. And so I knew for myself, and the same is probably true for all of you guys, that having a buddy, having some accountability to this journey is key to success, right? If you have somebody that's doing it with you, someone to talk to, you're going to be that much more successful and consistent with it. So I encourage anybody that wants to lose weight or is actively trying, you can even pick a buddy that is here in this group, reach out to a family member, right? Because building that little support group that is all focused on just your weight loss you can't even measure the value of that, right? So I grabbed 5 women that were out of my personal team. I put the all call to everybody out there. Hey, I'm about to, use doTERRA products, create a system here that has been recommended, and tweak it for ourselves. And I'm ready to give this a go. Who wants to do it with me? We put together a little group on Marco Polo, which is an app that we mentioned before a few weeks that I use a lot in my business. And all 5 of us got on there. We kind of told our stories a little bit. We kind of made some ground rules for each of ourselves, right? This is what I'm going to do. And we stated them out loud. That way that they were set out there, we could hold each other accountable, right? And we talked a lot about how this is a process. And no day is going to be alike to another day. Some days are going to be easier. Some days are going to be harder. We're going to do awesome. We're going to fall back, but we're going to keep going because it is a progress and it is a process, right? So this is an ebook that doTERRA has right here. It's on their website. It's completely free, media.doterra.com. You can see it across the top there. But if you just Google doTERRA weight loss, like in actual Google, not even on the doTERRA site, this is the second or third thing that pops up. I love that it's broken out into chapters. It discusses each part of weight loss, right? Why it's important, how you may have fallen into some of the habits that have got you carrying extra weight around, the basics of what's important, right? How much we're moving our body, what we're putting into our body, how these things are going to work together, and some reasons why it might be hard for you. And so this is something you can read through when you have a little bit of time. It eventually gets to the different parts of the body working together and your oils. So it has some suggestions for if you struggle with digestion, how to improve your metabolism, your motivation. What we did in our group was use the basic package that doTERRA has put together for this. And they actually have another brochure that's shorter than this that has some success stories of people that have used the exact same program I did. And so we use the Slim and Sassy oil, the Slim and Sassy shake. Let me see if which both have grapefruit in them, which is amazing for, here it is, the Slim and Sassy. This is going to help with your hunger cravings and your sugar cravings. This is going to help boost your metabolism up, right? Ariana's giving me a thumbs up. So I put this in my water every day still, and I'll drink it, and it helps something about it like I really want it. And instead of wanting a brownie or a donut or a giant sandwich, sometimes I just want to chug some of this water, and it does make me like, I can feel that my body is getting ready to be ready for food again, right? So we all started together replacing one of our meals with a trim shake, which is a daily shake that has a scoop of trim shake in it, some almond milk if you'd like, a little bit of juice, some fruit, sometimes some vegetables, and we replaced our meal with that. We keep our Slim and Sassy in our water throughout our day, and we also use the Slim and Sassy Metabolic Blend supplement, which I'm not sure if that is mentioned here. But that is a concentrated, little capsule that has the oil that you would take if you were perhaps you finished eating what you know is a good amount of food for your lunch and you're worried that you're going to be hungry in 20 or 30 minutes, it's a good time to have that to help your body slow the hunger cravings and really stretch out the process of using the food inside your body. And so read through this book here, check out your Trim Shake and check out your Slim and Sassy, and find some people to work with. If you need somebody to work with, reach out because this is something that a lot of people are wanting to do. And so our group of 5 women, in 3 months that we actually tracked our weight loss, lost over 95 pounds between the 5 of us. And we had, our youngest person was 23 and our oldest person was 78. That would be my mother-in-law. And so we had success from the top to the bottom, right? All you need is consistency, support, and the right tools. And we got on 2 to 3 days a week. We weren't like, married to each other or anything, but we shared recipes. We shared what we were doing for our exercise that day. We shared, things that helped us over difficult parts or what we figured out was good for our bodies. Maybe this will work for you. And I've probably chatted way too long about weight loss just now, but you're welcome to reach out to me if you're struggling with any one part of this, or if you can't find this book, and I'd love to chat with you and help you a little more about that. And I think I might need to stop screen sharing, or can you make me stop screen sharing? You're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I think I can make you. I just tried to type in the link as I saw it, and I don't think it came in as a link. So then I went and found it on my own browser. I'm going to copy it here and give it to everyone now. That was excellent. I love it. Thank you so much. I really feel like, when we're considering, there's a lot of things that we can talk about. There's a lot of different ways to share. Let's see. Okay, now we're doing the screen share thing. We're going back here. Here we go. Okay. A lot of different things that we could share, but I think one thing that most of us have in common, or that we know, somebody has in common is weight loss. I think at most ages, maybe not when I was 5, but, as a woman, hitting puberty and just always being aware of my body and wanting to make sure that I was running, my metabolism and everything was functioning really well. So I think that can, like you said, apply to, a woman as old as 78 or as young as 23. So that was awesome. Thank you. Very applicable, because we don't have a specific weight loss class in our 8 weeks. So I think that's a great thing. Okay. I do want to run through a few things for you and kind of finishing up. Okay. So these are some of my favorite books. I keep these books on my desk. So I love what you said, Kirsten. In addition to that super easy website, you can just click on it, click on the bit.ly link or save it to your home screen. I also do keep the Essential Oils for Maternity book. It's so hammered. It's like has water stains on it, but this is the book that I had at my fingertips during all 5 of my pregnancies. So I really enjoyed having a physical book in my hand. Emotions and Essential Oils is, it's so good. It's actually the book that I'm using the most right now, to be honest, because a lot of my things that I'm learning about is more about my emotional body and like using oils to support that emotional body, energy in my body, things like that. So I'm really loving that. And I also have this really fun book. I know this woman, Desiree Mangandog. She's an acupuncturist. She's very, very talented in Chinese medicine. And she created this book all about blends for emotional well-being and different power statements and affirmations that you can use if that's where you're at in your life, really looking for a way to up your mental wellness and your kind of your belief system and your lifestyle. So I love those books so much. And the one that you mentioned, I didn't take a picture of it, but I have the Essential Life book and all those things too. Never a shortage of information with all of this, right? Yeah, I think that's it's like the good and the bad about this is yes, and there's all this, but again, the most important thing is remember the who is who you want to help, right? What are you or they experiencing? Where will you go to find the answer? We're giving you all of these resources to find those answers. So I think that is fantastic. Now there was a handout for today's class. It really has a list of a ton of products on it. Okay. And I think it's important to show you which products are available, because I don't want you to be like, oh, I didn't know about that one. But the goal here really is to make you so that you feel empowered and you know where to go to find these answers, right? But I do want to jump through a few of these items on our list. So I'm just kind of referencing the first section, which is pregnancy. I actually know 5 people who had babies or will have babies. The one, I think there's one was born last night, and there's one that's going to be born probably this weekend. I knew 5 mamas having babies this month in October. So it's been a really beautiful transition, you know, to see them transitioning into bringing new life. And I know that digestion is a huge issue during pregnancy, and I take Terrazyme with every meal. I highly recommend it. I use the Lifelong Vitality vitamins as my prenatal vitamins. No problems there whatsoever. I actually used Slim and Sassy for nausea during my pregnancies. It was amazing. It had peppermint and ginger in it. And it was like, as long as I had my special cup with my Slim and Sassy, like I was good. You know, I wasn't going to completely lose my lunch. So I love that. Another one that's not on this screen, but is on your page here that I'm referencing is Aroma Touch. Circulation got to be a big problem for me, especially in my legs. And I saw also in one of the chats, somebody had mentioned circulation, or where was it? Let's see. Pain in the joints and the knees, puffy purple feet. Stephanie, you mentioned that. So Aroma Touch is really good for helping with circulation in those areas, to bring good, healthy blood to those areas and to help circulation. So Aroma Touch is wonderful. And then Copaiba, as you can see on the screen, you can take Copaiba pregnant, yes, and it can help to support a boost in your milk supply. So lots of good stuff there. Also, once baby is born and you're looking to nurse baby, fennel. I'm sure many of you have heard of fenugreek. That's like a tea that you can take pregnant to help with milk. It actually originates from the fennel. So you can just use fennel oil, basil topically on the breast to support a healthy milk supply. Peppermint is also really good for pregnancy, for nausea, for headaches, for lots of things. Just be careful if milk supply is an issue for you, like you're really trying to, like it's kind of dwindling, peppermint would not be a good choice, because some women have noted a decrease in milk supply by using peppermint. In fact, if you're trying to wean your baby and get rid of the milk, I suggest you dump peppermint all over your breast to help decrease that milk supply. For me personally, it didn't ever affect me like that. But again, it kind of depends on if milk is an issue for you, if you kind of have a hard time keeping it up. Anyway, I had lots of milk, so that was not a problem. Okay, moving on. I just want to talk about taking care of your kids. So this month, each of you was invited to purchase a kids oil. And the purpose of that, and you got to choose whichever kids oil you wanted, but I love to use the children's oils on my children. Now, there's lots of oils you can use on them, but when you show your children these blends, the Tamer, and let's see, is there a kids kit? There we go. The kids collection. These are pre-diluted for ease and also for convenience, and they specifically address the mind, body, and emotions. My children love these oils, especially Stronger. Stronger is the red one in the middle. That's an immune boosting oil, boosts your immune system to make you stronger. But they like to put it on their, like on their biceps and on their stomachs. They call it their abs, you know, and they think they're putting Stronger so they can be more muscular, and you know that's what they equate to a strong body. And it's, you know, it's a group of boys, that's how they think, and it's good. But these oils, sorry, where are we here? There we go. They are called Thinker, Calmer, Rescuer, Stronger, Tamer, Brave, and Steady. So you can kind of imagine there's like little flashcards too that kind of go through each of them. It's a really special time to spend with your children or grandchildren. It kind of gives you a little something to like teach them in a way that they understand, that helps them help themselves with their healthy bodies. So I love those oils. I'm glad each of you was able to get one and experience it. And I encourage you to kind of look at that collection and see if maybe there's another oil that you might be able to serve the children in your life with. All right. So
You'll find as you begin to use them with your kids are going to reach for them themselves. In our house, it's actually become a joke where, so that we have the kids collection, there's also the adult collection. It's in the drawer right behind me, right? And they name your emotions as well. So in our family, like if someone is being grouchy, then they'll go and get what they want them to be. They'll grab the cheer and they'll sneak up on them and like rub the back of their neck or something and be like, I'm applying cheer. Like, let's see how long it will take to work. And so while yes, the oils are great, naming the emotions is also amazing for children at a young age to say, this is what emotion you're feeling. This is the one I'd rather you felt, or the child themselves. I don't like the way I'm feeling. I'd rather feel this way. That has been priceless for us. So it's the stick itself has become a tool for us to talk about our feelings and our emotions in our family. And I love that.
Perfectly said. Thank you. Love it. All right. I have a 13-year-old son. Every once in a while, he'll get a little blemish on his cheek or on his forehead. And he's like, what is this? And I'm like, yeah, that's actually is it, Carver. That's what that is. So welcome. I'm sorry, but my genes, I had bad acne as a kid and Kyle did as well. So I'm sorry, you're getting it from both sides and it's coming. So I haven't had to do too much with him yet, but one oil that I do keep on hand for him as well as for myself, I still, get some, they pop up every once in a while, especially hormonally. I keep the HD Clear roller, that middle one right there, that dries it out. And so any blemish that you have, like just putting a little spot treatment, that's kind of how I treat my skin and my son's skin right now. When it becomes, more of an issue, we'll probably use like the foaming face wash and the after lotion as well. And Tiffany says she loves the HD Clear. Her daughter loves it. Her skin looks better than using Proactive. Yeah. And it's less chemically than Proactive. So that's great. Actually, you know what? Proactive is what I used to use when I was a teenager. So yeah, pretty good stuff. All right. And then lifelong vitality is another thing. This morning I had to remind my 13-year-old, hey, this is where the vitamins are. And you are welcome to just open the cupboard and just put the vitamins in your body. Like you don't need me to just hand them to you. He's like, no, I need you to do that. I'm like, okay, wow. Well, there's 5 of you. So every 5 days or so, I'll concentrate on reminding one of my children now. The goal is to get them to remember, right? But I do give the Lifelong Vitality in a half a dose. So they just do 1 pill of the E Omega and the VMZ. I don't really think children need the Alpha CRS, but they could take it. It's more of like a mitochondria energy cellular function. Not a bad thing for children, but I think adults notice the biggest noticeable difference with the Alpha CRS. But my 2 boys, my 13 and 11, I often remind them to take their omegas and their food nutrient complex. Okay, now this would be for the girls, which I actually don't know what this is like. I know what it's like for me, but I don't know what it's like to have a teenage girl. Kirsten, how old is your daughter?
She will be 13 in a month and a half, but
Right
you already think she basically is a teenager, and she loves the Clary Calm. And so that is what's coming up here next. So my daughter unfortunately took after me and we became women and were visited by our monthly friend when we were 10 years old, both of us. That is super young to start that. And sadly, that's partially related to genetics. It's partially related to what our bodies have been exposed to for the last several decades and generations, what we've been putting in our bodies, right? And so we use the Clary Calm. We put it on her abdomen just when she's beginning to get ready to run her cycle. And it makes a huge difference, both in pain and cramping, as well as her emotions. So she'll not only put it on her abdomen, she'll put it on her pulse points as well. So she has her own and I have my own so that we don't have to fight over it. Because, when women live in the same house, which you actually might not know, Kirsten, your cycles line up. So you don't line up with your sons, but my daughter and I lined up really quickly. And I found myself before lining up with friends that I hang out very often.
I line up with Jeannie, actually. Yes.
Yeah, because you guys are hanging out all the time.
I use the app. I like to know exactly when it's coming, but she doesn't. And she's like, hey, can you let me know when we're about to start now? Yes, I do know this.
No, this is an amazing combination of oils here that are already blended for you to help keep your hormones steady and in balance, to help your body through this time where it's already confused and spiking in different areas for the different cycles that it's going through. She also is my child more than anybody else that loves to set the diffuser. And I think that's because more than anybody else, as a teenage girl whose hormones are constantly changing, cycle or not, she can really feel a difference in what's diffusing and running through the house. She loves to load it with citrus because it helps to make her more energetic. It helps to brighten her. It's her happy place, right? And so in our house, whoever gets to the diffuser first is who gets to load it. And so she'd be like, can you wake me up at like 6 o'clock tomorrow, Mom? And part of it's because she comes down here and puts this diffuser on first thing during the day.
Wow.
Part of it's because she has some other work that she's going to get to. But, you know, diffusing for teens is just like what we talked about with the oils for the kids, right? It's the realization of their emotions, the conversations that you can have about the control they have over themselves and the control that they'll learn as their hormones change and they are surprised by their emotions so often. And so giving them the power of diffusing, giving them a diffuser in their room is amazing. And I don't want a diffuser on my 3rd floor because it has wood floors up there that are brand new. But for Christmas, the Christmas line has a little diffuser that is a flower that doesn't have water. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
You just drop the oils on the petals and it's going to diffuse without electricity and without extra water in there. And I'm really excited to get that and put those in her room. And so she's really excited about that as well.
Perfect. I also want to point out that Clary Calm is not only for adolescents, but also, you know, women at middle age and also older age, like transitioning through menopause and things like that. Really good at consistent hormone support. So really helpful. Okay, Tiffany asks, when do you transition from kids vitamins to adult ones? Well, I still like the kids vitamins, so I take them both. I like the way they taste. It's very yummy. And when I'm in the afternoon and I want like a little kind of candy sugar fix, I'll eat one of those kids vitamins. Obviously being able to swallow a capsule would be a good point where they could transition, but it's just a personal thing. My 11-year-old, I would say, takes them when I hand them to him, but he's not regularly taking them. He's still eating the chewables because he can just grab it out of the closet and just open it and eat it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it does have a child lock on it, but he knows how to open that at this point. So
for me, my mind just thinks puberty, right? When their body begins to make that transition from not a kid anymore to more of a teen. That's when I switched. My oldest son went from the kids vitamins to the older vitamins. So my daughter actually switched to the older vitamins before my son did because she hit puberty before my son did. And so,
oh yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I think maybe there's a difference between girls and boys or like personalities, but my boys are just not that conscious. Your daughter sounds like way more conscious and like, you know, deliberate. You know, the boys are just like, let me see your phone so I can look at the surf at the waves. Like, that's it. That's all they ever, you know, anything else is me like helping them along and helping them find things. Anyway, I digress. Okay. We've talked about lifelong vitality. I think we're good on that. I think we've understood that. We've talked about foundational nutrition. A lot of the things, inflammation, allergies, weight loss, all of these things, we have to feed our bodies this foundational nutrition. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the Lifelong Vitality has a 30-day money back guarantee. I don't know if you all knew that. So just to try it for 30 days and see how you feel is completely risk-free. You can send them back the empty bottles and say, I took it all, but I hated it and I want my money back. And they're like, cool, that's fine. So definitely worth adding. I know we have it on our October, November orders, and I hope you guys are enjoying that. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. We've talked about Terrazyme during pregnancy and pretty much
real quick,
every meal. Yes, please.
Real quick about the vitamins, right? They promise better sleep, more energy, and less pain. And you guys are 3 weeks into this, 4 weeks into this. So you should be now hitting your stride with figuring out how your bodies are feeling and when you want to be putting it in there. I still get some messages every now and then, like, it's giving me heartburn. Can I spread them out? Yes, spread them out by all means. So anybody that has questions, right? Yes, you can spread them out at any time. You can take 2 or 3 in the morning. If you can remember, you know, take a couple more later, a couple more later. I like to chug them all before I go to bed. So I don't have to even care about heartburn or anything they may or may not do because I'm asleep, right? Also, pill taking, a lot of people struggle with this. If you put the water in your mouth first, you can toss 5 or 6 pills in there and they float in the water and you knock them back together and you don't even feel them in your throat really. And so it seems to some people like a lot of pills and a large pills. And so the way you swallow them can make a difference. Spreading them out throughout your day, if you can remember to still get them all in, totally okay. But Kirsten and I would love to hear about changes that you're feeling, more energy that you're having, less pain that you're having, and you're welcome to reach out anytime to share that with us. And so, okay.
Also, I think taking them with food is ideal.
Yeah.
You know, it may not be like ideal all the time. So I take my first dose with food, like my big meal at lunch, and then I do take my next dose kind of like right after dinner or right before bed. That's when I do it as well. Also, when I take the pill, I learned this: you put them in your mouth with the water, you go back, but then when I swallow, I actually go forward, and that actually, yeah, put your chin down on your chest. That's how you do that. And yes, actually, Dr. Neat, Empress Dr. Neat has a testimony about lifelong vitality she'd like to share as well. I would love to hear from you. I know everybody would love to hear from you as well. Please go ahead.
Yay. Okay. So when I tell you that it is the best thing since sliced bread, and I am not the jump up and down and do flip chick, and I can't stand pills. So I have choked off of pills before. So that's why it's like, yeah, a pill, I don't want it. So I bought them back in May because Kirsten was so excited. Ooh, you gotta have them. And then they arrived. And of course I got the sachet because I'm not gonna pull any pills out of a bottle and count them. I'll overdose. So yeah, I'm the one. I'm the one, the doctor. I'll overdose. I started taking them, honey, the energy, and then I started seeing weight loss. I said, what? So now I actually have the energy. I have just been running on autopilot, just making it happen. Now I've got the energy. I see the difference in my body. I am really not hungry, which is disturbing because I'm also a chef. So I'm making food and I'll take a few bites and it's like, I'm good. And so then my sweetie, I started giving them to him, and then he's just taking them. I'm like, okay, wait, I don't have to remind you. You're just taking them. And he's loving those, and he's doing the deep blue. And so I now understand about ordering the lifelong vitality and then pressing the customize button and seeing all of these amazing deals. So I just started ordering stuff and I've started taking them. So I'm high as a kite right now. And I also take them at night, and I take the Copaiba because I'm so excited during the day that when it's time to sleep, I'm like, oh, no, I don't have time to sleep. And so I do the Serenity and the Copaiba so I can put my happy hips in the bed so I can wake up the next morning and take another sachet. So they really, really work.
Woo, nice. I love it.
Yay.
I love you. I love your energy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
for your contribution. That's beautiful. I was thinking about something you said. I don't know. That was great. I'm gonna just keep moving on. All right. So we talked about that. Just as a reminder, I want to finish up here, but just as a reminder, we use oils 3 ways. Aromatically, here's an idea. This is one of my favorite oils to diffuse. Like right now I've got the holiday joy going on. I've got the holiday piece. Those oils will come up in November. I think they're amazing. They're so happy. I start diffusing the holiday oils early just because I'm so excited about the holidays. So anyway, but Citrus Bliss is one that is in my diffuser, 9 months out of the year, just not October, November, December. But like January, you better believe like it's right back to Citrus Bliss because it smells like an orange dreamsicle. And it just really creates an environment that's uplifting and free from toxic fragrances. So have fun with your favorite diffuser blends. There's so many. I mean, we could just spend a whole day talking about diffuser blends, but keep it simple. I love Citrus Bliss. Pick your favorite diffuser blend and just try a new one. All right, topically, we've got a lot of different oils that we can do topically. I use so many oils topically. I mean, oh my gosh. These are just a few. Adaptive is for helping to reduce stress, and Motivate I use before a workout. I love the blend. Motivate is a blend of peppermint and wild orange. That like minty citrus is just tingly and happy, and it really gives me a lot of energy before a workout. All right.
Kristen,
and then yes, please.
Stephanie asks if anyone gets sleepy when they take Adaptive. She says that she was feeling like it kind of was, and so she's been taking it at night because she was feeling tired during the day, and she thinks that she feels a difference. Any thoughts on that?
I don't personally have thoughts about it. I mean, taking it, I probably would. It's more of a relaxation to reduce stress and anxiety. So I don't know if, yeah, I mean, everybody kind of like my
Everybody's
first,
body's different, right? So if she
yeah,
noticed
yeah,
it
everyone's
does
body's
make her
different.
sleepy,
Mm-hmm.
if it does make her sleepy, then by all means take it at night, right? She'll still feel that balance that it'll bring.
Yeah. But you also might try, like, if you want to use it for stress and anxiety, but it's making you sleepy, maybe try like Copaiba instead. You know what I mean? Like, that's where you can kind of have fun with it and play around and see which one of those blends is going to help you the most. Great question. Thank you for that. Karen says, holiday joy is great. Oh, yeah. I love holiday joy. It's like so powerful Christmas in my house right now. I just love it. Or whatever season you're celebrating, it just has a really warm, rich aroma. Okay, internally, Kirsten, you really covered this using Slim and Sassy in your water, which has grapefruit in it. Any citrus oil is going to help you with cleansing and detoxifying your body and really running it at an optimal level, very detoxifying for your organs, like your liver and your kidneys and things like that. So play around with it, like find your favorite flavor. I love lime, I love grapefruit. I don't know that I've done tangerine. I've certainly done wild orange and Slim and Sassy, but all of those citrus oils are ingestible. So it's kind of fun to play around with it and find your favorite one. Okay, so we've, again, glory years. Do you love this picture? Glory years, yes, because all 60 or 70-year-old women love to hula hoop. Like, this just makes total sense, right? Anyway, again, that lifelong vitality. And if you have sensitive skin, you could certainly use a fractionated coconut oil, if that was a concern for you. And then this is a big one, a bone nutrient complex. I'll be honest, I take a lot of these products. Lifelong Vitality, Terrazyme, Copaiba, you know, a lot of, I've been doing different, like turmeric sometimes internally, like kind of just depending on which one. And I don't always take the bone nutrient because it's like, oh my gosh, another pill. You know, I get like that. I'm like, ah. However, I do understand that like healthy bone density and like absorption of minerals and things like that is really, really important. So especially at an older age where bone density loss and things like that, this is really, really essential, taking a bone nutrient. Go ahead.
Yeah, the magnesium here is actually a big key to this. So as people get older and they're not getting that magnesium, there are over 300 symptoms that manifest in people's bodies. So I actually had a customer that I spent a lot of time looking up and talking to about this specifically because she needed that magnesium supplement when she got her blood drawn and her blood all read through. And so she was feeling fatigue. She was feeling not sleeping well during the day. She was dragging. She was having hair loss, right? All of these things you think thyroid. So she comes to me thinking thyroid, but she said she got her blood tested and her thyroid levels were fine. So we looked at her magnesium and that was low. And so we got her on this with the magnesium supplement in it here. And it's making a big difference for her. And so whenever someone comes to me when they're tired and they're having a couple of these same symptoms, I start with the LLV because like Empress said, right, that's plugging in a lot of these different trace minerals that we're missing along the board, right? Sometimes just doing that can really help balance us and bring us back to full life. The second thing I turn to is actually this a lot. And so keep it in the back of your mind as you get older. If you begin to feel some of these other things that that are unusual for you, get your blood tested, get it checked out. How's your magnesium doing, right? Where's that intake coming for you each day? So there you go.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I think what's important to talk about here is, you know, we don't advocate not going to a doctor, right? Like, to me, it's like, hey, there's a combination of all of this here together. I get my yearly screening. I get things that are important for a maintenance level, right? Get your blood tested, get those things done. And then rather than maybe reaching first to like an over-the-counter or a synthetic, look at what your body needs. Really look at feeding your body what it needs first and allow your body to do its job. And that's really what we're all about, right? As toxin-free as we possibly can with the assistance of medical professionals. Very important. Thank you for that. All right. I'm actually finished here. Just wanted to remind you all, we are about done with our October lessons. We've talked about lifelong vitality, Copaiba, balance, Digestin, the Terrazyme, the toxic-free deodorant, a kids collection of your choice. The last class we will have for our October wellness is going to be the skincare. And so just wanted to kind of show you that. We'll jump into skincare next week. It's one of my favorites. I could just teach on it forever. There's so many. I'm like, because I have all of them, right? I have all of them and I don't use them all every day. But today I'm like, what do I feel like? I was just on the mainland in Las Vegas. My skin is like shriveled like a raisin. So I'm using really rich, plumping, wrinkle decreasing. Whereas in Hawaii, where it's very humid, maybe I wouldn't always use that. Anyway, it's so fun. So I'll kind of go through that with you and help you come up with some of your own custom ideas for your
You
own.
mentioned it in class last week, and all week I was also thinking we were doing skincare until I sat down to prepare.
I did, because I was so excited about it. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not. Okay.
I have one more slide that I'd like to share too before you wrap up. Yeah.
Let me do one thing and then we can finish with your slides. That way we don't have to jump back and forth. I didn't do this last week, and I love repetition. I think this is important. And I think as we've now gone through almost an entire month of this is probably going to make more sense to you, right? You set up a loyalty rewards order, maybe some of you for the first time. So you're in month 1, you will get back on November 15th. They do it always on the 15th of the next month. So for your October loyalty rewards order on November 15th, you're going to see 10% back plus your shipping points in free product credits added to your little doTERRA bank account, right? And so that will continue to move forward if you choose. It's not, required certainly, but it's a good idea, especially as you learn more about how to take care of your body. So there's just some amazing benefits in free products and choosing any products that you want at any time. You do not have to do 100 points or 150 like we're doing right now. We're doing that right now. But to earn the free points, you actually only have to order 50. So just to earn the percentage and to move forward on the scale, you really only have to do 50 points a month. And that's pretty easy to do with all the different things we're learning about. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying that and you can really see the value of that program. I just love to showcase it because I just can't believe how incredibly generous it is, to be honest. So, all right, let's finish with your slide, Kirsten, and I'll turn it over. I'll stop and turn it over to you, and then we'll be done.
All right, just real quick. This is one thing that I thought would really fit in an Every Oils class, and that is people that are into make and take, right? To build your own things. And I love the option of being able to do this because I've got all the oils, right? I get them every month. I'm using them all the time. Sometimes it's because I literally run out of something. Sometimes it's because I want something that has pure ingredients and I know what's in it. And so for people that like to make little things on the fly, whether they're soaps, whether they're hand sanitizers, whether they're face makeup removers or things like that, these are kind of the little things that you want to have in your cabinet. And especially because of the, political things that are going on right now, COVID, all that kind of stuff. I grabbed a couple extra of these because if we're unable to get things from stores or go places, I like that I'm going to be able to have the option to make these things at my home. And so you'll want witch hazel, you'll want it doesn't have to be organic, an aloe vera gel, vitamin E, and of course your fractionated coconut oil. Am I frozen? Oh no, good. Sorry, you were barely moving, Kirsten. I lose my internet all the time. So I grab these things on Amazon or in a place like that, keep them tucked away because they are some of the things that you might not already have that you would need were you going to begin to build a few of your own little things. Oh, I did also want to add the soap, the one that is, why can't I think of the name of it right now? Do you know that soap that is foaming that in hand sanitizing?
Like the basic, is it like Bronner's or Dr.?
There's a name for that.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't make stuff. I don't make anything ever. I cannot.
I'm not big on it, but I like the options.
I love people that do. I just see it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. No.
Earlier also, you also held up the doTERRA lotion that is unscented. And I wanted to tell you guys that any unscented lotion you have is good to add your oils to, right? And so if you guys end up with big lotions like this, for you people that have the eczema that you were talking about, the dry skin issues, right? Instead of like trying to pre-mix things together, I will drop oil straight down in here and then scoop it out. Straight down and scoop out. So it's different every time I want it. It's blended together. sometimes a couple drops in there, set it on the counter in the bathroom, so my kids are getting it, whether they know it or not. But just wanted to mention those couple of things, and that's it. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys. What an amazing, informative class, as always. Thanks for being with us. And we look forward to seeing you next Thursday for our skincare class. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks for your
Thank
questions.
you.
And
Oh, a question?
no, I was just saying thanks for your questions and your thoughts.
Oh, I thought I heard
today.
somebody
That was
say they had a
nice
question.
to share.
Bye, Ariana.
Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
You're
you, you all.
welcome.
Bye.
Kirsten, it was great.
Thanks, Monica. Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
Yes.